The night I found an eviction notice nailed to my front door at 1 a.m., something inside me snapped. My father built this home with his own hands back in the 70s, and seeing some HOA president claim it as community property felt like watching a thief spit on my family's legacy. I live in a quiet stretch of northern Texas land passed down from my dad, who taught me two things. A man's land is his honor, and you don't let anyone take it from you. When my neighborhood formed an HOA last year, I stayed out of it. I didn't sign their forms, didn't attend their meetings. My property was older than their bylaws, and I figured they'd leave me alone. I was wrong. A woman named Claudia, the new HOA president, decided my land technically fell under HOA jurisdiction because the original boundary markers shifted. Within a week, she sent me a $2,000 membership fee invoice. I ignored it. Then came letters, violations, known compliance, and eventually, that 1 a.m. eviction notice shoved in my doorframe the next morning. I drove straight to the county assessor's office with my coffee still steaming in the cup holder. The clerk looked up my deed, stamped by my father in 1974, and shook his head. "Sir, you're not even on their plat map. They have no authority over your property." That's when I realized this wasn't a misunderstanding. It was a scam, so I started digging. Turns out, Claudia had been adding unclaimed lots into the HOA's books, collecting fake dues, and even threatening elderly residents who didn't pay. I quietly called the sheriff, an old friend of my dad's, and handed him the paperwork. Within a week, deputies raided the HOA office. They found falsified records, stolen mail, and over $180,000 in fraudulent collections. When they hauled Claudia out in cuffs, she screamed that I ruined her life. I told her she should have thought about that before she tried to ruin ours. The neighborhood's quiet again now. My porch light still burns at night, same as it did when my father was alive. The sheriff dropped by last week for coffee and said Claudia's facing felony fraud and mail tampering charges. Sometimes justice takes its time, but it gets there. When someone tries to steal what's yours, stand firm. Truth doesn't need noise. It just needs patience and proof. Have you ever faced an HOA like this? Share your story in the comments. I read every one. If you believe in standing up for what's right, hit subscribe. And let's stand together. Asterisk for more interesting and heart-touching stories. Hit the subscribe button now.